Hello everyone and welcome to this tutorial. It's the part 2 of the Cambridge International Advanced Subsidiary and A-Level Information Technology paper, and that is paper 4, practical. And the year is May-June 2018. That's the date. So in the first part, we had a look at how to create the 3 balloons, the red, the green, and the blue, and then we added text. And after which we exported it as a bitmap format with a transparent background. So we ended up with something like this. So when I drag it across, you see it has no background. So this is the bitmap format. Great. Okay, so we are going to begin by bringing in our balloon, the one we created in part 1, the red one. There we have it. And it's required that we create a burst looking like a star in the middle. So if you don't have the star tool, click on the shape. Normally by default it is the rectangle tool that shows. Click on it and hold, and then you drop it down your menu, drop down your menu and select the star tool. Click on your stage once and change the number of points to 12. Or let's say 12, it's okay, and click OK. So you have this star created over here, the star. Good. Now before you go to the next step, make sure that your string and the balloon are not grouped together. So what you are going to do is select everything and make sure it's ungrouped. So now we have the string separate from the star, from the balloon, sorry. Now let's concentrate on the star. I'm going to make the star look a bit irregular. So in doing it, I need to pick my direct selection tool, and you see these pointers. On each pointer you double click, hold, and then pull it just to create this irregularity in the star. You can pull some as long as you want. You can also pull the mid sections to give the star quite a bigger radius. But it shouldn't look too regular. It's a burst, so it can burst in any direction. Just look okay, that's all. I think we are good to go. So I'm going to select my star, place it on the balloon, increase the size till it covers at least most of the balloon. And now I'm going to select the balloon shape and the star shape. So select the balloon and the star, not the string. Don't add a string. Go to the Pathfinder tool and select minus. Now what happens is, you see that the light blue now reflects on each and every fragment. So to fix that, we pick the gradient tool here, or type G, and see the cross, start from the top right corner and drag towards your bottom left. So you still have your light blue at the top right corner. Now what you realize is that your string has gone behind the balloon, so we need to bring it forward. Click on the string once, so right click on the string once, select arrange and bring to front. So we can go to file, save as, not save. If you click save, you overwrite your red balloon, and we save this as balloon burst, and we save. So you get your full mark scored for that. Let's go back to the question. It says, in an animation application, set the frame size and the balloon size to fit the 3 balloons across the frame with and occupy about half of the height, ignoring the strings. So we are to create a frame to fit the 3 balloons across the frame width and occupy about half the height, ignoring the strings. So we are going to open an animation application and create that. The next thing we are supposed to do in that same B section, 2B, the red balloon should be in the center in front of the other 2 balloons and overlapping them slightly. So this is an idea of how it should look like with the red balloon in the center. So I'm going to open or switch to my animation software, which is Adobe Animate 2019, and I'm going to select standard. Make sure you select standard 640 by 480 because it's not a very wide screen that we are going to deal with. It's just a standard screen. You can maintain the platform type for ActionScript because we will be exporting it in an animated GIF. And then you click create. Make sure the size here is on fit in window so that you have everything showing. And let's go back to the question. It says we should create a frame. Okay, so we are going to create this frame with this stroke here and then place the balloons in between as required. So I'm going to pick my rectangle tool, which is showing here, and make sure that the fill is none, and the stroke, I'm going to give it a gray color, and the stroke size, let's give it, say, 20. So I will type in 20. The corners or the joint can be melter. You don't want round corners and the edges, so I think that'll be okay. So I drag across the stage till I get the full width of my stage. So that makes up layer 1, as you can see here. So you can rename it to frame. Click enter. So the next thing is we are going to bring in our balloons. So to bring in your balloons, you go to file, import to stage. Make sure Adobe Illustrator is selected so that you see your vector files. And I'm going to begin with the red balloon, and I'll say open. Make sure in this dialog box, import dialog box, make sure select all is selected. You can leave everything as it is. And then click import. Now I'm going to name this red balloon. And we are going to bring in the next balloon, but before we do that, I'm going to try and resize this balloon that we have here. So I make sure my selection tool is selected, or you type V and then you click on the balloon once. When you click on it once, you see the properties window showing here, shows you the size and then the position. Per default, the width and the height has this thing unlinked like this. So if you see it like this, just link it up so that when we are changing the width, the height will follow. So I'm going to reduce the width to say 205 so that we get a sizable balloon, and it says it should be placed in the middle. Now we're going to import another file. I'm going to repeat the process for the green and the red and the blue, sorry. So green balloon, and select change this to 5. That one should be somewhere here, and import the last one, or last but one, blue, import. It's going to be behind, change the name first, blue, so as required in the question, arrange them such that the red balloon is in front of both and overlaps them slightly. There's one balloon more we need to add. Okay. Just going to name this best. Place that exactly on the red one like this. But since we are not going to use that for now at the beginning, I'm going to see this button under the eye. I'm going to click on it once so that we hide that for now. Okay, so beginning with the animations, let's go back to the question. For the animation, the balloon should appear from the bottom of the frame and rise up to the top of the frame as shown. Okay, the blue balloon should appear first, so highlight that. The green balloon should appear slightly after, then the red balloon should appear last. Okay, so we take note of these things, these three things, and the balloon should appear from the bottom of the frame. It means the balloon should come from outside to the frame from the bottom and hit the top of the frame Okay, so now let's look at the timing for each animation. The blue and green balloon should each take 2 seconds. Each take 2 seconds. Not 2 seconds for both. Each should take 2 seconds to reach the top of the frame. The red balloon should travel more slowly and take 3 seconds to reach the top of the frame. Okay, the red balloon should be placed by the balloon burst, should be replaced by the balloon burst. So there's a replacement here. When it reaches the top of the frame. Good. So let's deal with the time first for the green and the blue, and then we follow it up with what is required for the red balloon. So the blue and the green balloon should each take 2 seconds to reach the top of the frame. Now, but before that, we had a look at this paragraph. You see that the order of appearance was stated here. It says the blue balloon should appear first, and then the green balloon should appear slightly after. So slightly after, you can use your discretion as half a second. Let's go into the animation and let me explain further. So we are going to begin with the red balloon, the blue one. So I've selected blue balloon here, and I'm going to click on the blue balloon, and before we can apply any animation to a symbol or an object, we need to convert it to a symbol. Good. So to do that, you can right click, and then you see here convert to symbol. Converting it to symbol adds it to your library as stated here. You can leave this as movie clip. In another tutorial, I'm going to explain the differences between the movie clip, the button, and the graphic. But for now, let's name this blue and click OK. As soon as you do that, you see this blue rectangle forming around it, meaning that it's a symbol now. Now the next thing you want to do is to insert a motion tween for the balloon. And when you are very observant, you realize that both the red, the green, and the frame are out of sight. It's because our playhead, which is this red line, is now on the 30th frame, on the 30th frame, or the 1 second line. So at 0, everything is showing, but at 1 second, it's only the blue balloon which is still showing because we've added a motion tween to it. Now I'm going to reduce the size of the stage a bit to say 50, so that I can deal with the animation that is needed. Now it says we need 2 seconds for the balloon to move up. So I'm going to extend the motion tween by holding and dragging when you see the left and right arrows to the 2 second mark. So I'm going to bring my playhead back to the first frame, and I'm going to drag my blue balloon just on the edge of the frame, so it's out of the frame. Now when I bring my playhead back to the 2 second mark, I'm supposed to apply a motion to this balloon. So I'm going to click on the balloon and hold and drag it up like this, and that brings about a motion. But before we do that, I'm going to press Ctrl Z to go back to, yes, I'm back at this point because I want to do it all over again. Before I do that, at least the frame which serves as the background should appear throughout the animation. So I'm going to click on the frame layer and extend the time, or go to the 8-second frame, or let's say 10, because a specific time for the total animation was not given, but for now I'm inserting 10. We can later change it or reduce it. So on the 2-second mark, we expect our balloon. I'll click on the balloon again and do the motion tween. We expect our balloon to hit the top of the screen like this. So when I test it up, I have this smooth motion to the top. Okay. So the next thing that should follow is a motion tween for the green ball. So I bring my playhead back to 0, select the green balloon, and go to insert motion tween. It's saying that you have not converted it to a symbol yet, so you need to do so. So you click OK, and it's automatically converted to a symbol for you. We drag this one also to the 2-second mark. Bring the playhead back to 1. Ensure that our green ball is just below. So we bring it to 2. This must also rise up and hit the top. I think the top of the frame just beneath, yeah, like this. So we repeat the process for the red balloon. Let's right click and convert it to a symbol first. I typed in red and then insert a motion tween. You realize that the motion tween by default gives you a 1 second. It places it on the 1 second mark, and per our animation we realize that by 1 second both the green and the blue are almost through with the animation. So I'm going to expand that of this as well and ensure that my red ball is also at the bottom. And as I bring it up, I bring that one also up like this. So like this. So it slightly overlaps both. So when I play back, what you should see is all 3 balloons moving at the same time. That will change very soon because we are going to be extending or making some move a bit earlier than the others. So the blue ball is supposed to go first, which is correct. And I'm going to place the playhead on a 15 frame mark. and I'm going to hold and drag across the green balloon layer like this. What that is just hold and drag across till you have something blue like this, and then hold and bring it to the 15th frame. So what it does is the green balloon waits or is delayed a little bit after the blue has moved. Now with the red balloon, we are supposed to extend it for 3 seconds. So the red balloon will rather take 3 seconds in appearing. But the red balloon will appear after, or the red balloon will move a bit slower than the green and the red. The green and the blue, sorry. Now we're going to go our 10-second frame, and what we are going to do is insert frame so that when the animation is done, the balloons are still there. But for that of the red balloon, we are going to be changing it because it's going to be replaced by the balloon burst. So I'm going to hold on for the red balloon. So we are done with this. Good. Now I'm going to click on this so that a balloon burst shows here. So we have a balloon burst, and we're going to refer to the question quickly. We have our 2 seconds for the green and blue balloons. We have our 3 seconds for the red balloon, and then the red balloon should be replaced by the balloon burst image when it reaches the top. So as soon as the red balloon hits the top, it should be replaced by the the balloon burst. So the red balloon hits the top at this point, and this is our balloon burst over here. So what I'm going to do is just going to insert frame for the balloon burst. So the balloon burst, should appear from here onwards. Just when we can do that by first converting it to a symbol, naming it burst, and adding a motion twin as well. And what we can do is, as we did for the green, hold and drag it to just where the red one ends. So in so doing, it doesn't appear until the red one hits the frame. So I'm going to drag it a little bit forward. I think it's 1 frame late. So we're going to have something like this. We can extend the appearance of the balloon burst till the animation ends on a 10-second mark. And so we are going to have something like this. Good. Now it's time to add a text, so we are going to add a new layer. I'm going to double click and name it text, or name it TTS text. So the text is supposed to appear in the middle of the burst. Let's be sure by going back to the question. The text TTS should appear in the center of the balloon burst after half a second, or that is 15 frames, because 30 frames make 1 second. It should grow to fill the width of the frame in 1 second. Okay, so once again, we are going to apply conversion to symbols and motion twins. So quickly, I'm going to pick my text tool, click on the stage once, and type TTS is 10 exclamation. There you go. So it means text is going to be growing from the middle. We are going to reduce the size a bit, so we look at the properties panel and see if we can reduce the size. Yes, we can reduce the size. So let's reduce it to say 40. Place it in the middle of the burst and right click and convert to symbol. Name it text, click OK. Now we can insert a motion twin because we are going to make it grow. But we are going to reduce the time of the motion twin. So we are going to hold, when you see these two arrows, hold and drag it till you get to the 1 second mark, like this. So this is TTS 10, 1 second. And it's going to appear half a second after the balloon burst. So we took note that the balloon burst appeared here where the flame head is. So your text should appear half a second. That's between the fourth and the third and the fourth second mark, somewhere here. So to do that, I'm going to drag across when I get to the end. And when you see the arrow with the small box, it means you can move along, move it to where you want to. I think somewhere here. That's 105. Yes, correct. So when the burst appears, half a second after, your text appears. So now what happens to your text within that 1 second? It should grow and cover the width of the frame. So I'm going to use the place my playhead at the last point. So we have been able to bring the layer forward for the text, and we are going to make sure it increases size within 1 second. So I'm going to place the playhead on the 1 second mark from where the text starts. 1 second after that will be around 4.5. And I'm going to select the free transform tool, and I'm going to bring the cursor of the free transform tool to any of the diagonal corners, and what I'll do is hold shift while doing so and increase the size of the text. Now what it does, it creates another keyframe for the size of the text. Now we need the text to stay. So what we are going to do is, instead of dragging across this time, we are just going to go to the last bit of the animation, the 10-second mark, and right click and say insert frame. So this is how our animation is going to look like. That's it. So the last bit of the question states that we should export the final animation in a format suitable for any browser. So you can either export it in an animated GIF or as an HTML. And then we are going to name it TTS10. So going back to the animation, we'll go to File to do that, Export, and then we go to Export Animated GIF. You have this huge dialog appearing. I'm going to drag it up a little bit so that you can all see. You leave everything as it is. You have your GIF, selective diffusion. You can leave everything as it is. All we need to do, or all we want to do is export. So you can even preview. If you see the bottom left corner, you have save and then done. So we are going to click on save. But if you want to preview it, we can click on preview once and have a look at how it goes. So it's loading, preview is loading. Yeah, so it opens a browser for you. That's how it goes. So it loops after 10 seconds. So we can save now. And as required, it says we should save it as TTS. Okay, so I should say we are done. Let's go and try it out. Here it is. So there you go. Okay, thanks for watching this tutorial, and remember to like and subscribe to my page so that we can have more of these videos coming out. Once again, thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.